is Scott from the Mountain Dispatch, and Scott Shot Media. Today is Monday, March 15th, and this is what is happening on the mountain. 3 Caltrans projects scheduled today, 2 daytime projects in the Big Bear Valley, 1 overnight down in Highland off of the 330. These should all be weather permitting. They haven't showed being canceled as of yet. They're supposed to start any minute now, or at least the 2 daytime ones, so we should know real soon. But I suspect with the snow falling in areas and the need for chain control later, they probably aren't going to do those projects unless they're super important. So we'll keep you posted if there's going to be any delays. And even though there's some snow falling across the mountain, chain control is not in place yet. But pack your chains with you. Be cautious that even though the control points aren't in place, the restrictions may very well be. So don't wait till you're told to chain up if you need to. So with that, we have a winter weather advisory in effect until 3 a.m. tomorrow morning. Higher elevations, Running Springs, Arrowhead, Green Valley Lake, Big Bear could expect up to 12 inches of snow. Some of that falling during the day today, and then overnight tonight, more likely. But we also have a high wind warning in effect until 3 a.m. And so a lot of this snowfall, the severity and length of this winter event, the snow event, is kind of up in the air just because with this high pressure system that's blowing through, it could cause the system to completely pass us, or could cause us to get up to that foot of snow. So we'll keep you updated on the weather conditions, traffic conditions throughout the day. With this snow and drizzle that we're getting right now at lower elevations, we should still have little to no fire risk for the next 3 days, but that will slightly elevate for the rest of the week after this system blows through due to just needing a lot more moisture than what we have been getting in order to raise the fuel moisture content of our vegetation. We are still at an average fire risk for the next 4 months, and the San Bernardino National Forest still has moderate fire danger restrictions in place. There were 9 crimes reported on the mountain over the weekend. 1 small earthquake reported in Running Springs on Saturday. You probably didn't feel it, but it's always important to note that we do live in earthquake country, and it's not a question of if, but when a big one strikes. So we should always be prepared and know what to do before, during, and after the shaking. Lastly, COVID-19. We had 2 new cases reported yesterday. And with that, there were also 2 deaths reported in Lake Arrowhead and 1 in Running Springs. It brings us to about 25 active cases on the mountain. The county did go down into the red or substantial risk tier yesterday, and so that we will see some openings. So hopefully these openings won't cause a bump in these numbers. Remember, we should still follow our protocols. Just because we drop tiers doesn't mean we can't do away with social distancing and face covering requirements. So that's what's happening in a brief overview. If you have a few more minutes to stick around, we'll go into greater detail, starting with traffic. Things are looking too bad right now. It just looks like a upper passing lane 330. There might be some slowing. That probably is weather related. I suspect there's probably some fog and some drizzle, maybe even light snow flurries falling. But no chain restrictions in place as of yet. It's about as of 9 a.m., depending on what time you're watching this video, about 9 a.m. No restrictions. There were 3 Caltrans projects scheduled for today, but I'm not 100% sure, as my puppy dog, he's barking behind me. They're over here in the Big Bear Valley on both the 18 and on the 38. There is some construction utility work scheduled for today, but I suspect if it's snowing, they're probably going to postpone those unless they are important projects that have to be done today. We'll keep you updated, but I would say that the potential snow and chain control is going to take priority, plowing, etc. And then, of course, weather permitting, bottom of the 330 tonight, overnight tonight, you might lose the interchange transition to the 210 as they widen that freeway down there. We are under currently both a winter weather advisory and a high wind warning. They were predicting some actually pretty strong winds, even up here on the mountaintop. So far, they haven't really developed too much, but we'll see. The strong high pressure system moving through may cause the snow levels to, or the snow system to actually completely miss the mountain, at least a significant portion of it. So we'll have to keep you updated. It's kind of hard to predict what's going to happen. We could get a lot of snow. We can get very little snow. They're actually predicting anywhere between 1 inch and 1 foot. So, and anywhere between a 40 to 70% chance. So we could get a lot. We could get very little. If you are driving, just be prepared for the worst. Prepare for high winds. Prepare for some snowing conditions. Have your chains up with you. Drive cautiously. After this system moves out tonight, we are left tomorrow with some pretty decent weather, even looking better on St. Patrick's Day. Maybe some decent weather to get out and enjoy responsibly the holiday, St. Patrick's Day holiday, and then even better on Thursday, with some sunny skies and highs in the low to mid 50s. And this might be it for our last chance of snow for a little while. But there is something out there on Monday that we're keeping our eye on, but it may develop or fizzle out, much like today's snow. We'll keep you posted. So for today, we have some potential major winds and some moderate snow and even some fog out there to pay attention to. Tomorrow, the wind should die down significantly after 3 a.m. in the morning. Leaves us with a pretty decent week, and then we can see potential for some more wind next weekend in the region, maybe some fog. So there does seem like there's some sort of a weekend and into early next week, but a little far out to say exactly what and when. Fire danger is looking pretty decent right now. We have little to no fire risk for the next 3 days, and due to drying out conditions, that should elevate slightly to the low risk for the remainder of the week. As I peek out the window, it's snowing right now. So that snow is important, but we need a lot more than what we have been getting in order to keep us out of true fire danger. And so right now the forest is still under a moderate fire risk and all of the restrictions that go along with that. And we are at an average risk of fires for the next few months. We had a handful of crimes reported. I believe it was 7 over the weekend, maybe 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 7 of them on the rim side, 2 of them on the Bear Valley side. I'll go ahead and post this graphic. So if you saw any police activity in your neighborhood over the weekend, that was what was going on. Very small earthquake reported near Running Springs on Saturday. Very important, even though nobody felt this one, I'm sure, that earthquakes will happen. They do happen. They can be very damaging at times. For those of you who were up here during the Landers and the Big Bear earthquakes, I know that will very well. So have a plan in place. Know what you're going to do before, during, and after an earthquake. Plan on there to be disruptions in power and gas and water supply and highways being damaged and impassable. So have a communication plan, have emergency supplies, talk to your neighbors, come up with a plan. Lastly, our COVID-19 update. Too early for the numbers to come out today. They come out around noon. But as of yesterday, we had 2 new cases reported and unfortunately also 2 new deaths reported. Not a lot of change in the state's 4-tier risk system in the past few days. As a whole, the mountain is under a moderate risk or orange level, which is good. We are headed the right direction, but we still have some work to do. These numbers we expect to see change tomorrow, these risk tiers. So this is a 7-day average trailing 7 days, or we call it a rolling 14. So there shouldn't be too much change of this except for on Tuesdays. So tomorrow afternoon, we should have a better idea of where we stand. Hopefully, we'll see some communities like Running Springs and Blue Jay drop down to a lower level. Rim communities are at a substantial risk. Bear Valley communities at a moderate risk. About 5.5% of the total mountain communities have tested positive for COVID-19. Our daily rate for yesterday was a 4.0. So that's because we had 2 cases and 50,000 residents. That gives us a daily rate of a 4.0 out of 100,000. So that's a pretty decent number. The rest of the county was 8.6 yesterday. The rest of the state at 5.3. So things are looking pretty decent here for COVID. So that's all I have for you today. Please feel free to shoot me off an email or text message. Follow us on our new website, mountain-dispatch.com, the Mountain Dispatch. And you can even sign up there for a daily email of not only all our news stories, but also articles that we're writing for public safety topics. Facebook, what is happening on the mountain, is the quickest way to get information. And for breaking news, we share it on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Periscope. Follow us at Scott Shot Media. Have a safe day out there today. Have a safe day out there today. And we will keep you updated with this weather and traffic as things develop.